I've been in several accidents. I've been hurt several times, and you know, when you play sports, what is the coach always says? Walk it off, you'll be okay. And so I walked off a lot of stuff, and one day I was actually hurt, I guess, for like a multitude of times, and I almost became paralyzed. In fact, I was paralyzed for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden I came out of it. But I went to see a chiropractor, and he said that I had to have surgery. So I contacted my family doctor, and he recommended a surgeon. He went in and said that my injury to the C5 area of my spine was not from the previous injury. It was just a buildup of a lifelong, you know, pounding. And he said at first he was going to have to fuse it, but he found out that if he just cleared away the arthritic buildup, that I should be okay. But he said it was going to be, you know, would have to be very careful. So it was right after that, a friend of mine who had several spinal operations and ended up having his back fused, finally gave up on surgery and came to the orthopedic method. And I thought, you know, I've always been wanting to try that. And now I look back and I see officers that and people that I work with, and they're limping or they're walking in their body has, they've forced their body to adapt to the pain or to the thing, and they walk or they look very ill at ease. And after I came here, I got a very, you know, it was like, my gosh, you know. It's been amazing that it doesn't only help the neck, but I've had relief in other areas too. The surgery I had was relatively major. The fact that it just totally relieved me, but without having to actually have it fused, I said to myself, I don't want to ever do this again. I don't want whatever is causing this. I'm not walking and I'm not going to shake it off and walk down the street anymore. I really thought there's got to be something else. I didn't know really what it was, but I said there's got to be something that I can do that's going to keep this. And I was determined of two things. I joke about it. So I was always going to play golf. I didn't want to get in a situation where I couldn't play golf. But I don't take drugs. And people think that's, I just don't do it. I'm lucky if I take sinus medicine. And when I first came in here, I started noticing an immediate relief type thing. I started saying, well, this is good. And after, I think it was 6 months, I noticed a great difference. And I even saw a friend of mine who, obviously, I think, I've tried to talk to him to come here, but he's apparently one of those guys that walked it off too, and he has that same awkward, I'm okay, I'm walking down the street all right, but he looks like he's, you know, in pain. And I tried it and it worked out great for me. I was injured when a car hit me, and I went over the roof of the car, and when I came down I landed on my head, and it jammed my C5. Also, it gave me, I think what's called vertigo, and also a ringing in the ears. And that used to come and go. And then I took a second blow to the head, and also from an accident. And it just became continuous. And after the surgery, I had it, for a short period of time, I had a tremendous relief. It was like, Lord, this was it. But then it began to start to sort of come back, and I thought, but I've got to do something. So I came to Ocean Chiropractic, and they started working on me, and it was amazing that I don't even remember what it was. Like after about 6 months, one day when he was working on my C5 area, it was like all of a sudden I realized I didn't have the ringing anymore. It was like I'd been almost 4, maybe 5 years with it constantly, and it was like, Lord, I can't believe this. And I would, after certain sessions, I would maybe go days without it, and slowly it would work back. Then it got to a point where I didn't have it. And it's just amazing to me that if you don't understand it, I wear heavy utensils, tools that I have to carry, and I wear them on my hips. And if you just knew the problems that just your normal day-to-day life wears on your spine, and if you don't correct it, it will give you other problems. I've had not only the problems with my upper neck taken care of, but I didn't even realize that because of the weight on my hips, that I was having indigestion problems, and I was having other types of just problems that I didn't even know existed until they started correcting them, and then all of a sudden I realized that I did have them. And so I think the average person has to realize that the one thing I was trying to say today is that the spine has come to me to be the central focal point of your health. And if that is out of adjustment, out of line, you just don't realize it. And until somebody comes and says, let me relieve the pressure here, and what a godsend it can be when you all of a sudden say, well, this is how I'm supposed to feel. And you never knew that because over time you just allow yourself to adjust your posture or do something so that you don't have this. I have, one of the things that I've noticed is that because of the pain in my lower back, to take the stress off, I started walking stooped all the time. And all that did is that now I'm starting to flatten out my stomach again due to, now I feel better about when I exercise and that sort of thing. But it was just something that I was doing to alleviate the pain in my lower back, and I didn't even know it. And just different things that you do, your mind says, you got pain here, you have to take care of it. And if you don't come someplace like Ocean Chiropractic and have this done, you'll never know the relief you can have with just having somebody else other than your own mind say, here's what your problem is, and relocate things for you.